Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Okay. Okay. Here we go.
It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
No fear, no fear, no fear. Here on Declare Your Independence. From me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona. I just got back from the first phase, the first leg of Occupy Phoenix. Now, it's not over. What happened was the permit, the agreement, I guess, the people had with the city of Phoenix and the police, the popo, was that they would be down at the city hall until 6 o'clock, and then they would leave. Now, the deal was at 5 o'clock, they would start being escorted by gazillions of police, and they would take them to Hance Park, which is about, I don't know, a mile and a half, 2 miles away. So they did that. Now, there's a lot of, I'll get into it later. We got a short time with Nick, the man down there. Nick and Drew are down there right now at the new park. I left to come here to get everything set up and put the pictures in. I'll show you what happened, but we think they're being set up kind of like this Brooklyn Bridge thing. Yeah, go over here and get so we can arrest you, okay? So this is what I'm concerned about. Nick's going to paint the picture for us. Now, after I left, you guys, I don't know what, they had some drinks, whatever, and you wound up at the other park. Tell me what's going on.
Well, there's probably 200 to 300 people here, and maybe 75 to 100 cops. The park that we're in is on top of the I-10 interstate, so it's kind of like this big bridge, and it's got fences on, at least 3 of the sides. I don't got a very good feeling about it here. There are some people that have already set up tents. The General Assembly is going on. They're chanting back and forth about what they're going to do. Some people put on the table to go back to the other park. Another person put on the table to go to the state capitol, where the 1070 people were able to camp out there for, I don't know how long they were there, a couple months at least.
The city of Phoenix.
Some guy just got on here and said that he talked to the officer in charge, whoever that is, I don't know. He said that they are under orders to shut the bathrooms down at 10:30. At 11 o'clock, if there's people here, they're going to get arrested.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. I'm really concerned that they kind of got, bamboozled into this. This is the agreement that they made. We'll talk about it a little bit. I got you for a limited time,
but I got a little bit of insight or more story on the agreement. Yeah. Apparently, the permit that was obtained for Chavez Park was this morning from 8 until noon. That's who had the permit, or the permit was from 8 to noon this morning, and it was MoveOn.org that got that permit. And the people that I talked to about that said that, that was kind of a jerk move that they did that. So it didn't have anything to do with the occupation or the people that planned the occupation. That was MoveOn.org's deal.
Yeah, that seems they're too entwined. There's like a deal being done. I got my opinion on it. I know you're tight on time. I'd love to talk to you about it more. Maybe this next week we can do that. But go ahead and tell me, the people, are they starting to feel like they're corralled there, that the end is nigh?
Some people are saying that they feel safer here. I mean, this is a nice park. It's all grass. It'd be a perfect place to do this, except for the fact that you can't be seen because we're above the interstate. There's residential and churches around us. There's, you know, maybe they're occupying this park, but to what ends?
Yeah, allowed to, you know, wound up in jail. That's what, you know. So 100 officers. I mean, where are they amongst the crowd, or are they just around the perimeter?
They brought out these giant spotlights, like these, I guess, diesel generated. They got these 4 lights on each station, and they've got 2 of them. And then they've got cop cars lined up and down Central Avenue, probably, I don't know, a few dozen cop cars. And we saw a paddy wagon when we pulled in. There's a lot more people here than they could fit in the cop cars, but they arrested 700 people on the Brooklyn Bridge, and I think they're, you know, if people stay here, they're going to arrest 300 people on the I-10 bridge.
So are there people there willing to be arrested? Is this part of their plan?
There are people here willing to be arrested. They just did a consensus around the General Assembly saying that not everybody is arrestable. You know, like there's some transgendered people down here that don't feel safe in jail. You know, I'm not transgendered, and I don't want to go to jail either, so I don't know what that means. But, you know, there's quite a few people in wheelchairs, and they suggested that the people in wheelchairs or with mobility issues go home and rejoin tomorrow.
Okay, so are they going to just wind up there again tomorrow? I mean, can they just keep coming back, or they just don't want them there overnight? Or I mean, what are they trying to do to these people?
I don't know yet. They're still talking about if we're staying or going. They haven't covered. I don't know if you're familiar with how they do this, but it's all consensus. And somebody gets in the middle of this big circle of several hundred people and says a few words, and then everybody in the circle repeats them back. So it takes forever, and it's hard to understand what's going on, because anytime somebody says something, and if somebody in the crowd disagrees with it, then they're allowed to speak. And if they say something, so it's just like, you know, a tree of speaking, and I don't really know what's going on.
Do they?
I don't think so. They were just complaining about how they've lost all cohesion, and people are standing up and milling about. I'm not quite sure. Like I said, I don't know what's going on.
Well, yeah, I've seen this technique on, you know, a lot of people have seen it on the news and television. They'll say, you know, oh, I am here, and everybody goes, I am here to speak to you, to speak to me, you know, or something. You know, I mean, it just, I'm not really sure what the purpose of that is, but it didn't seem like it communicated very well. But they're looking for consensus because they think collectively. I mean, that's what they want. They want this to be, you know, this blob thing does what somebody at the top last person said something. And I talked to...
Yeah, there is that collective thing going on here, but, you know, to be honest, they're doing it with consensus. So if people are going to vote on something and it's 100% unanimous, then is that really a collective? I'm not sure.
No, I think that's that's better than not, you know, getting everybody's consent. It's just that I'm really concerned of people that understand what they're consenting to. You know, do they really know what these officers are prepping for? I do. You know, I'll talk about it here a little bit. I talk to these guys, and I can see what's coming, and I don't think they really realize what's going to happen here. It's Sarah and Kyle. It's OccupyPhoenix.net, and they have a Facebook page, too, for Occupy Phoenix. And they're really nice people. I talk to them. They think that they're better off by cooperating and yes, sir, and doing exactly what the police want. And they don't realize, just like what happened in New York, they're all sweet and nice, and yeah, just step right along here. No need to crowd the sidewalk. Get on the bridge. Yeah, boom, you're all corralled and arrested. And it's like operating procedure, man. I mean, this is what they're doing to I can see it happen. So what are you guys going to do? You going to stay there till the end and get some videotape, or you guys going to head out? What?
I'm not sure. If they're going to go back downtown where there's going to be some sort of something to videotape here within the next hour, then I'm going to go down there and try and get that. But we're 4.5 hours away from them kettling this park down. I don't want to be arrested anyhow, but I'm not going to stick around for that, I don't think.
Well, what do you think the consensus is leaning going back to Cesar Chavez Park, which is downtown Phoenix, right across the street from Phoenix City Hall, and then the other option is to go down the road, maybe a mile down the road to the State Capitol building, which is just straight down the same road, Washington there, and it dead ends into the State Capitol building, where they have Wesley Bullen Plaza, which is like a park there, where like you were talking about the immigrant issue that was up, SB 1070 being debated and everything, and they had a lot of minority groups out there, Hispanics, that were just camping out forever. So they think that they'll be able to get away with that one this time, and they'd rather go there. Is that what do you think the consensus is?
Well, there really is no consensus right now. It seemed like it was split 50-50 until, right before you called me, I was listening to the guy say that the cops said that they are going to arrest people and that they are going to shut the bathrooms down. And the reason that this park was picked was because there was, enough bathrooms here. It's kind of a big deal when you got several hundred people planning on staying here overnight, that there's going to be some bathrooms.
Oh, okay. Dang.
So I'm not sure what they're going to do. It looks like the General Assembly is kind of over, at least for right now. I'm not sure what they're doing here, but I guess we'll find out later.
Is Drew standing around you?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go ahead and talk to him before I let you guys go, and then I'll go ahead and show the people the pictures and stuff.
Okay.
Now, I know that we're going to have a lot of good video coming out of this. I have some other pictures. These are pictures of Drew and Nick yesterday. We made all these banners, bandanas, and shirts and so on, and we were passing them out for free hugs. And, Alma, played our hug girl, and Ross was there doing his dime card thing, and we were just having a good time and meeting with. And we know a lot of these people from these various different groups, Code Pink and Occupy and a lot of different groups, and even some Tea Party people kind of showed up and everything, but it was primarily from the left, but it wasn't really super organized. I would say a third of the people were part of this group, or they kind of organized themselves online, but the vast majority of the people were unaffiliated. I got you there, Drew?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, give me your perspective, man. What's going on?
I think Nick pretty much covered the park we're at here now. But earlier today, from noon to 5, they did their march. They were at Cesar Chavez Plaza. Yeah, you're right. I think it was mainly the left, but I did talk to a number of people who were of libertarian persuasion. Wearing capitalist shirts, bureaucrat shirts, Fed shirts. So I think the libertarian right, if I can just call it that for general purposes, was represented somewhat. And again, I don't think anyone was really upset that we brought our message. And there's, like I said, there's quite a bit of End the Fed T-shirts and posters, and I know the Ron Paul group had a lot to do with that. So, there was no clash, there's no conflict. Everybody was perfectly willing to hear each other's grievances and gripes and solutions that they have for these problems. But yeah, it was fairly left dominated, and I did see a number of union people, union signs. But
not
again,
near as many as I thought there would be, though. I mean,
no, yeah, you're correct. We were reminiscing about the Obama protest when he came to town some year or 2 years ago, whatever that was, and when they were busing in the SEIU guys from California. We didn't see that, but I did see a lot of union poster boards, banners, and such.